guys, so I'm back with another review, and for today I am going to review this foundation right here, and this is the Revlon Colorstay foundation. Actually, I purchased this last December because this is the foundation that I wore at my best friend's wedding. And this bottle right here contains 30 ml of the product, and this foundation also has SPF 15. I actually got it at SM Naga, and when I purchased this, it only cost 660 pesos, but I think the original price of this is 800 pesos or above. So let me now read to you the claims of this foundation. According to their website, this foundation is long wearing coverage with time release technology and a lightweight formula that won't cake, fade, or rub off. Specifically made for combination or oily skin to control oil absorption and shine. Your look stays flawless throughout the day. So I will be inserting the clip where I will show you guys the condition of my skin right now, especially that the time of the month has come, so I have a lot of breakouts and redness on my skin. And I will also show you the demo on how I applied this foundation on my face. Okay, so I will be back later to give you my final thoughts about this foundation. Hi guys, so I will show you the condition of my skin right now, and as I've said earlier, the time of the month has come, and as you can see, I have a lot of blemishes, breakouts, and redness on my skin, especially on the left side of my face. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to shake the bottle just to be sure that the foundation is properly mixed. And as you can see, the packaging of this foundation doesn't have a pump, so you have to be very careful in pouring the foundation at the back of your hand because it has a tendency to become messy. As you can see, the consistency of this foundation is thick. And now I am going to apply this on the left side of my face, but I forgot to inform you guys that I got the shade 180 Sand Beige. So now I am just dotting the foundation on my face, and I'm using my fingers to blend this foundation out. And as you can see, I am really having a hard time blending this foundation into my skin because it dries up so fast. As you can see, it evens out my skin tone, but the blemishes and the breakouts that I have wasn't actually fully covered, so I'm adding up a second layer of this foundation and try to build it up and see if it covers the redness of my face. But as you can see, it has become much more difficult for me to blend it when I added the second layer of the foundation. As you can see, with the second layer of foundation, it fully covered the redness of my skin, but it doesn't look natural. And now I am going to apply the foundation on the other side of my face, but I'm using my Nichido 197 flat top foundation brush to apply the foundation on my skin. And as you can see, even though I used a brush, it is still difficult for me to blend this foundation, and it becomes sheer, or the finish of the foundation becomes sheer when I used a brush. And now I am going to try to apply the second layer of the foundation, and I'm going to um, blend it with a brush. But honestly speaking, I didn't like how this foundation applied on my skin, because aside from it is way too light, it dries up so fast, and that is why the application is uneven, it looks cakey and blotchy. Hi guys, so I'm back to give you my final thoughts about this foundation. So the first thing that I wanted to discuss to you guys are the pros, or the things that I like about this foundation. So first, is it is true to its claim that it is long wearing. So as I've said earlier, I wore this at my best friend's wedding and it lasted for 8 hours. And I just retouched for 1 or 2 times. So the second thing that I like about this foundation is the coverage, because it is buildable into a full coverage foundation. Although there are cons to that, and I will discuss that as I go along with the cons of this foundation. So the third thing that I like about this foundation is it doesn't oxidize on me. So as you've noticed, this foundation is way lighter than my skin tone, and that is because whenever I purchase foundations or BB cream, since I am acidic, I anticipate that if the foundation oxidizes, my face wouldn't become much darker than the rest of my body at the end of the day. So I really purchased 1 or 2 shades lighter than my skin tone, but maybe next time that I will purchase this foundation, I will choose the perfect match on my skin, since I already know that this foundation doesn't oxidize on me. So the fourth thing that I like about this foundation is it really looks flawless, especially if you're going to take photos in natural lighting. So the last thing that I like about this foundation is it really holds up the oiliness of my face. As you know, I do have a very oily, sensitive, and sweaty skin, and I am also acidic. So as I said earlier, I only retouch 1 or 2 times during my best friend's wedding, and it really holds up the oiliness of my skin, and that is a big thumbs up for me, because I didn't look like a grease balls after the occasion. So I really recommend this foundation for those of you guys who have the same skin type as mine. So let us now proceed to the cons, or the things that I don't like about this foundation. So the first thing that I didn't like about this foundation is the packaging. So just like the L'Oreal True Match where I first reviewed, this foundation also has a breakable bottle, so you have to be very careful in handling this foundation. So the second thing that I don't like about the packaging is it doesn't have a pump. So I will be inserting the clip where I accidentally poured a lot of foundation at the back of my hand, and that is because it doesn't have a pump. So it is much more easier for us to control the amount of the foundation that we are going to use if it has a pump. So it is much more convenient if they will add a pump to its packaging. So the second thing that I didn't like about this foundation is the price. Of course, if you are watching this and you are from the US or other countries, you will actually say that this foundation is cheap. But here in the Philippines, we actually consider this foundation as high-end, because the local foundations that we have are much more cheaper than this. So the third thing that I don't like about this foundation is when you do flash photography, it will leave white cast. And maybe because of the SPF that it contains. So yeah, I won't recommend this to you guys if you are going to have photo shoot and all that, because you will look like a ghost in pictures, especially if it is flash photography or when you are using flash photography. So the fourth thing that I don't like about this foundation is, since this is a full coverage foundation, we cannot wear this for an everyday basis because it can clog our pores and it can cause breakouts. So the last thing that I don't like about this foundation, and an addition to my review, because I've already reviewed this foundation on my blog, and I will add this as a con for this foundation, is, as you've noticed on the application of, or my application demo of this foundation, it really dries up so fast that it is very hard for me to be able to blend this foundation into my skin, and it looks cakey when you add a second or third layer of this foundation. So overall, I will give this foundation a thumbs up, because this is the only foundation that I wore that lasted for 8 hours without me looking like a grease balls, because I really have a very oily skin, and since it is very hot and humid here in the Philippines, this is the only foundation that I find that can really hold and absorb the oiliness of my skin. Hopefully you find this video helpful, and if you do, just don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you guys have products that you wanted me to review, just put your comments on the comment section below, and I will try my best to review those products for you guys. That's it for now, guys. Don't forget what I always say to you: don't let your dreams just be dreams, make your dreams possible. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!